Are you a
What stuff?
deluxe Disney mom or are you a value Disney mom? Like, are you
Ooh.
waking up with a balcony view and your coffee? Or are you grabbing your granola bar and your bottle of water and you're running to the bus to get to the parks as fast as possible for rope drop?
That was so oddly specific. Granola bar.
I feel singled
Maybe
out.
a parfait.
Do you mean Mickey
You know, maybe
Waffles?
a parfait from the
You
food
feel
court.
some type of way about that?
No, I think she knows that I packed the granola bars in the suitcase, and that was a singled out attack.
You know why I asked, though? Why do I ask this? Because that choice, the answer you give me, says a lot more about your trip than people realize.
Yeah,
It's true.
I'm a value girl. You guys know this.
Mhm.
I'm a value girly because the second that we wake up, we're getting ready, we're out. We're at rope drop. So to me, value.
Well, we're going to talk about it. Welcome to Mom Approved Magic Podcast, where 5 moms, or in this case, 4 moms, come together with conversations about Disney, planning, and what it actually looks like to make the magic happen with kids. I'm Stephanie. I'm here with Shay and KJ and Katie. And today we're going to talk about how you actually choose the right Disney resort for your trip. Okay, Shay, I got a question for you.
What's that?
What do you feel are 1 or 2 of the biggest obstacles when trying to pick out a Disney resort?
I feel like amenities and proximity. Those are my I feel like my biggest because I feel like we've already established, there's places you can go to get deals, right? But not every place close to the park is gonna be available when I want to go. And then not every resort that I want to go to is gonna have the things that my family needs to feel comfortable. Right? My big family, my party of 10. So those for me are the biggest obstacles, I think. And then also being able to find a reliable source to get said Disney resort booked. That for me is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Katie? What do you think? What do you come across when you're trying to book a resort? What do you find hard to get done when you're trying to decide?
I would say for me, it has to do with price point because I want the best price point that I can find. So that's along the same thing as Shay. Whether you're looking at value, moderate, or deluxe, we're always going to look at a price point. I mean, it's a rare, niche of people that could be like, oh, we're just going to go in with no price point, right? So understanding where your price point is to start your vacation. And then I feel like another really important thing is transportation. Like you have to know at my resort, how am I going to get to the parks? Because you talk about something that could nickel and dime you. If you totally rely on Ubering or even taking a minivan, it really gets expensive fast.
Yeah, because sometimes you just can't rely on the buses. There's just, it's hard to just be
Yeah.
waiting for buses and things like that.
Right.
What
I
about
hate
you,
waiting for
KJ?
buses. Yeah, I will not wait for a bus.
I know
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I feel like availability, especially since I rent DVC points a lot of the time, right? So sometimes doing that though, it's harder to find DVC points to rent the times I want to go, especially because I have tended to be a little bit more last minute with my planning lately.
Not you.
I know, right? Not me. But it is sometimes hard to find so for instance, for when I went for my Run Disney Week, there was an already booked reservation that I was able to snag at the place I wanted, Saratoga Springs, but it was 1 day shy of my trip. So I had to do a split stay and have a 1 day reservation, and then I obviously had the rest of my reservation already booked with DVC rental. But that can get a little tricky for me when it comes to availability, because I do have the specific places I like to stay, especially when I'm traveling with my kids. So
I feel like
One thing I find for me and for people I book for is that there are so many categories of resorts. Like not I'm not talking about value, moderate, deluxe, but I'm talking about within each category of that, there's so many different types of rooms. There's so
Are
many
you talking
things,
about views? Like the views?
everything,
Yeah.
views, how many does it sleep? Maybe you have a larger family, you can't fit them all. Disney is not known for their larger sleeping
Yeah.
more than 4 people in many of their resorts. You have to then go to like suites and 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, and
Two
if you have
bedroom.
or connecting rooms, right? So
yeah.
finding things like that and transportation, like Katie said, people are trying to find the right category of room, and it can be very hard to pick out what you're looking for. Sometimes you just don't know if what you're picking is actually going to suit your needs. And there's that unknown sometimes of when people are trying to book, is this really going to work for me? And especially if you don't know enough about the resort.
Yeah.
So basically, um, KJ, as a mom, what gives you the most grief when it comes to your resort location? Like, so when you're
Yeah.
when you pick a resort, what do you find the most frustrating sometimes?
So I would used to say like transportation or proximity to the park, right? Because I used to stay at Pop. It was like my tried and true resort for a while. Um but the transportation and waiting on the buses with tired kids at the end of the night, it got to be where it was just a no-go for me. And so now we've had to shift the way we think about, where we're staying. Okay. Is it a bus only transportation, or does it have Skyliner access, or is it a monorail resort? And like stuff like that. Or, we stayed at Boardwalk lately, and that is such a nice walk to Epcot. Like my kids love it because we could just like leave right after the fireworks and we're right there. So like that can give me a lot of grief. Like it used to give me a lot of grief when it came to like the transportation and proximity. I will say we have changed our way of thinking. We now rent a car every time we go. I am very pro car rental. Y'all know that. And then the proximity, yeah, if the closer I can get to either Epcot or Magic Kingdom, those are the two I always try to get close to. So yeah,
So
I don't know. What
question
about
on
you,
that,
Shay? Yeah,
because we've talked about this before, KJ. Do you
yeah.
think that when you said if you stay moderate or deluxe, the parking is for free? Because that's my grief with renting a car. It's like, okay, well, then I have to pay for parking at the parks. Is that what you said? I feel like you
Yeah,
said.
it is. It is free. And then like so and I don't know if it's for everyone or if it's just for deluxe and annual pass, but I know when we go
Mhm.
park, like it's only like a $20 upgrade to pay for preferred parking
Yeah, that's
with
nice
the
too.
parking that's like right there.
Yeah,
So like we always, since we're not paying for parking, we're always upgrading to that preferred for $20.
yeah.
And
Okay, that's smart.
it's a game changer, especially
Mm-hmm.
after a long day at the park. So
Yeah.
little hack.
Yep. What about you, Shay? What do you when you get your resort, when you're in your resort, what things can, stress you out about it? Even though you've picked the resort out, you know that you love this resort, but what are things once you get there that can stress you out about it?
So we travel with my dad. My dad's he's limited to an ECV vehicle or a wheelchair. So he has to be able to move around. And there have been a couple times where I have gone, and despite me calling Disney and DVC multiple times and saying, "Hey, my dad's coming. Be ready. He needs the accessibility room. We will go." And don't you know, no accessibility room. So I think like the little details when they fall through the cracks, you know what I mean? When you communicate it months in advance, that can be frustrating because it's a hefty price to pay to
Yeah.
just like get there and then them just have to not have listened. That kind of blows. But I will say every time customer service is like chef's kiss, they'll come and they'll say, "Hey, oh, I'm so sorry. Move. Let's move you right now. If we can't move you right now, we'll move you later. And you guys go to the park. And you know what? You guys have dinner on us." Like things like that. So while it is frustrating, it does come with like they at least acknowledge when they make the mistake. So, but also I really do wish Disney had rooms that accommodated like 1-bedroom rooms that had the square footage to accommodate a family like mine of 6. Because it's like a family of 5. And I think if you look at like the national studies right now, people are having people that don't have kids are not having kids, but people that do have kids are having more kids. So like I think that should be taken into account at least, because we have 4 kids. It's,
Right. And you don't want to always have to just get a connecting room, you know, at a value, you know.
yeah, because you can still hear. Fun fact: you can still hear my dad snore in the
Through the
connecting
other door.
room.
Through the door.
So
With the door.
yeah,
Just in case you start missing it.
yeah.
It's fun for a girls' trip, but maybe not for when you've got a lot of family.
Does anyone here snore? Just let me know.
I used
Are you
to.
asking me because you're about
According to
to
my husband, I do at times, but I
Okay,
don't think so.
Steph. So you're sleeping on the floor,
I don't, or maybe even my
flat
daughter.
on your back. I'm propping your head up, and
I
I'm
can't
going
sleep
to
on my back. Thank
request
you very much.
from guest
Thank you very
services
much.
Be
a
elevated.
CPAP.
Yes.
Sometimes if
Ooh.
I'm really, really tired, I have found that I do snore. Or during allergy season.
If I'm sick. If I'm
That's
sick.
what I was gonna say.
So we're all going to be
Allergies.
really tired, and it's allergy season. Noted. Okay, cool.
Noted. Be prepared.
All right, so I'm just
All
going
right.
to take a
All
Benadryl
right.
and go to sleep.
New required item to bring on everybody's trip to add to the list. Earplugs.
Yes.
Right.
Earplugs.
Ponchos, extra socks,
Sleep
earplugs.
machine, CPAP.
And CPAP machine.
So good.
Katie, I got a question. All right. So, apart from transportation, right? Because transportation seems to be like its own thing.
Yeah.
What are you looking for in the resort itself? Once you're there, what do you want that resort to have for you? You know, and why are you picking that besides transportation? Why are you picking a specific resort?
So I feel like security is always super important to me. And I feel like a lot of people have asked me because I just stayed at All Star Sports, right? And a lot of people are like, well, you know, can it get really rowdy there? And is it safe? And I will say the first nights that we stayed,
It was
it was
spring break
rowdy.
99.
I cannot lie to you. It was rowdy. I'm not singling anybody out, but there was a flag football tourney happening and the kids were having a great time. I can't fault, you know what? Go on vacation and have fun. And I'm at a value resort, you know, of course that's where everybody's going to stay. But when 11 o'clock hit, here comes all the security and they said, we're done. And then everybody cleared out and it was dead silent, you know? So like at no point at first I was like, oh, what did I just get myself into? And I feel like a lot of people feel like that with the All-Star resorts. But I will say, like I said, once 11 o'clock hits, nothing. And I will even say, even when it was super rowdy, and I was actually FaceTiming Shay, even when it was super rowdy and I was in my room, I could not hear a single peep. Like I don't know
When you walked outside, I was like, "What are you about? Are you about to just show me the grounds?" Because I couldn't hear anything. You were like, "Wait," and then it was literally like, have you guys ever seen like MTV Spring Break?
Yes.
That's what it was going on. They were like, "Yeah," and then Mickey's just like, "Whoa!" and there's like a security guard just like, I mean, it was wild.
I don't know what to do.
That's when I got there earlier and I thought Adam is going to be so mad at me. Oh my God, what did I just get myself
What did
into?
I
But
do?
no, it was really only that first night too. But my whole point to that is security was top tier. And it's really important to me and my family because of course, like those are all older teenagers and stuff having a great time, but I have a 3-year-old. So my 3-year-old could have probably gone down and played and nobody would have messed with him too. And I would have felt safe because there was security everywhere. So
Yeah.
yeah.
For me, I know that the size of the resort, the size of the grounds
Oh yeah.
is like the size of the grounds because I know a lot of the resorts, I do say resorts that have a lot of grounds and like if you have to go to an outside building and you have to do a lot of say walking to get to the main lobby, to get to the buses, things like that, or even to the Skyliner, you know, I'm not I'm not a rope dropper, so I'm not scrambling at,
Right.
7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m.
Mhm.
But I want to be able to, I like to go have breakfast. So I don't want to be spending all my time walking to the main building to get breakfast and walking forever or so I try to take that into consideration of, what are we doing? Where are we, how far do I have to go? Or at night when you're coming back it's dark, you're
Yeah.
coming back from the bus, it's late, everybody's tired, and then you got to do the trek to your building. You're like, oh God, you got to go through the main lobby, you got to find, and then maneuver your way out to whatever building you're in. Like I remember staying the first time I stayed at the Art of Animation in the Little Mermaid buildings. It's a far walk, and you're trudging through and you're tired. And if you're coming back from the Magic Kingdom, you have to take the bus and it's exhausting. And if you have kids, and you don't have that stroller, you're carrying them, they're tired, they're cranky. I remember we were staying at Riverside and we got off the wrong bus stop.
No.
I
We got
did
off
that, Steph. I
we
did the
got off
same
on the
thing.
we were staying at the royal rooms and we got off on the whole other side and we walked through the dark, through the whole, all the way through, past the main building, all the way to the other side. And I swear we were saying there going, there's going to be like an alligator that's going to come out of the water.
That's what I was gonna say. A gator almost
And come
got you.
across the
It
path
almost got you.
and attack us. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and we just panicked because we didn't know it was our first night using the buses. It was first day at the park, and we didn't know what bus stop to get off on, so we didn't know where we were going. We just jumped off the first stop. We did because we were like, oh, it's the bus
I
stop.
did the
It's the first stop. And we
same
jumped off, and we're walking through, and we're like, oh boy. Oh boy. So
How was
there's a lot of things.
Jocelyn?
She was at that time she was 6.5. So
Well,
we
how was
didn't.
she? Was she fine?
She was fine. She thought it was cool. She was tired
That's all
though.
that
But
matters.
that was the year that we didn't bring a stroller, but we rented a stroller in the parks. So we didn't have the stroller once we left the park.
Oh gosh.
So she was, so we had to walk with her, and Paul was trying to carry her, but she was 6.5, so she was getting bigger. And but we walked the entire length of Riverside from one end to the other to get to our building. And so you got to take those things into consideration. So after that, I was like, I need to make sure that I'm not, it's got one bus stop because I don't need it like Coronado. And it's like, I don't need one that has like 5 bus stops. And I need to be able to get to wherever I need to go, quickly. I don't
That's
want
what
to
happened with.
I base everything off of room size now. So like I said earlier, I used to be a pop girly because that standard studio size was fine, especially when I only had one kid. But after I had that second kid, and now that she's like a little older and she's not sleeping in a crib, obviously, like having that extra space for them to be able to go to sleep and Kyle and I to be able to not have to like turn the room completely dark and we can still have a drink or, watch TV or play on our phones in the other room while the girls are sleeping in the living room. Like that's a huge thing I take into consideration now. Like when I'm taking my family, I won't even consider a studio anymore. Like I have to have a 1-bedroom because it's a better, like we all sleep better. With the 1-bedroom you have the kitchen and so we have that fridge that we can like store all of our stuff in. So it's like now that's a non-negotiable. It's like the main thing. Like the resort has to have a 1-bedroom option for me. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Okay. So
I get asked this a lot. It's like, are you bougie? Is that why? And I'm like, no, it's literally because there's no place for me to go with my big family.
No, to be fair, like I've stayed at Bay Lake, I've stayed at the Poly, like I've stayed at the bougier resorts, right? But we like Saratoga Springs. Like even though it is one of those bigger resort stuff, like you were saying, that has a lot of bus stops. But since we rent a car, that's not a big deal for us because we just park right outside of our, like right outside the building or whatever. But I don't think Saratoga is necessarily bougie, but it has those 1-bedroom options that just work well and they're the same size as any other 1-bedroom on property, whether it be Bay Lake or Polynesian or Grand Floridian versus Saratoga. It's not as close to the parks, right? But since we have a car, it only takes us 10 minutes to get anywhere.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
Well, and I would say like my non-negotiable with the All-Stars is and when Steph said this, I was like, oh, I forgot to say that. I have to have a preferred room because I feel
Oh,
the
yeah.
same way. I'm
Yeah.
not hiking to my room at the end of the night.
Yes.
So I will always get preferred, even though I stay All Stars, and it's worth it.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you a story about the All-Star. When I got married, like I said, I got married at Disney.
Oh,
The
yeah.
All-Star was my value resort that I put aside. I had a value, a moderate, and I had a deluxe. So the deluxe was
Mhm.
Boardwalk, the moderate was French Quarter, and the value was All-Star. So my brother and his fiance were like, we're saving money. We're already coming to Florida for your wedding. You're already
Right.
making us fly to Florida for your wedding and go to Disney. We're staying at the value. He got to the hotel. He saw where his room was in regards to the lobby. He said, nope, turned right around, went back to the lobby, went back to the front desk and said, I'm part of the Nuzzo Sabatelli wedding party. Where is the moderate resort that she has put aside? I want to switch.
Immediately
And he
no.
moved right and he switched. He
Do you know
took his
my
stuff
mom
and went
did the
right.
same?
Like, sorry, you and the
I
money off of
know.
there.
Next
Don't
time I'll
even.
just call your mom, Shay.
Yeah. Okay.
I need an adult.
I'll send you guys her number after
Yeah,
this
perfect.
for
KJ.
emergencies.
Yeah.
KJ. All right.
What?
We already know that you rent a car for transportation. We already know.
Yeah.
But when you're at the resort, okay? I know you like your DVC, so you like your deluxe resorts, you know.
do.
What is your must have in the resort itself? Like, what are you using it for? Is it a pool? Is it like are you a pool person? Do you need a good sit down restaurant or lounge?
It has to have Mickey waffles.
That would be all of them.
That's your do or
No,
die
it is
Mickey
not all of
waffle.
them. And you know how I know this? Because I stayed at the boardwalk and they don't have Mickey waffles at the boardwalk. So, unbeknownst to me, I'm sitting here walking down the boardwalk trying to find a Mickey waffle. There are none. There are none. So now I have to have a resort that has Mickey waffles.
But you have nanny chairs. You have nanny chairs at the boardwalk.
I don't cool. But
Okay.
Okay.
What's your
I
point?
know, right?
But you need your
And
Mickey waffles.
They do have some. Okay, now I will say we did, since we've stayed there twice now, and there is a really great breakfast sandwich at the deli. But I'm like, but it's not a Mickey waffle. So that is like my number one requirement now. The pools I can take or leave. We're really bad about doing a pool day, so a nice one bedroom. And Mickey
I think that's
waffles.
gonna
Like those are
change
my
on your next
what?
trip. I
You
think
said pool, and I was like,
I think not being bad on a pool day is going to change soon.
She loves her pool
know.
day.
no,
I
I'm
will.
gonna convert KJ. I'm gonna convert KJ. I'm gonna show her because we actually have a pool. Like every time we go to the Contemporary or Bay Lake, we have the same waiter. He is
That's
the best. He is so good. We have the same waiter. He knows exactly how I like my margarita. He knows exactly like what kind of food he's gonna ask. He says like, "You want the club? Do you want your kids want the chicken nuggets? They want the chicken tenders? Is that what they want?" And
Sure do.
I don't even have to say anything. They know he knows what I want. And then there's free life jackets. Free life jackets. Get in the pool. There's lifeguards everywhere, and they're Disney lifeguards.
The
Get in
best
the pool.
lifeguards.
I'm gonna relax.
Top shelf. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we know what Shay's must have is.
It's got to be a
You know
pool.
what about you, Katie?
I mean, I'm in a little bit different season of life, right? It's just we're party of 3 and I have a 3-year-old. So we are go, go, go. So really when I think of things that I like at a resort, number one, I always see value in on property. I've had plenty of on property great experiences. Even when I'm comparing price points, I'll always choose on property. It's just worth it. Point blank period for a lot of different reasons. But when I'm thinking of like things that I love at the resort, a pool is important. I mean, my little likes to swim a little bit, but I also think, and we've hit on this before, playground. The All-Star Sports had a playground and Caleb was there all the time. I mean, just tearing it, like he just loved it. It was something else to do, that was very like 3-year-old coded and it was just fun.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of activities there too. They incorporate the pin trading. They have the tie dye.
Yeah.
You can do s'mores. it's
And the
just it's
theming.
different
The
on
theming
property.
is so good
I
at
just
those
love the
All
theming.
Stars pop. Like
All the
if you have a
giant
little, you're a
characters.
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
The values are
You get
very
the
good at the
Mickey
theming.
theming, and that's
Yes.
another thing with All
Yes.
Stars. I feel like you can only really get the Mickey theming at the
Yep.
All Stars, and I just love that. So
Yeah.
Yep.
For me, I love a pool, but a lot of times I don't go long enough to enjoy a pool day. I just don't have
Mhm.
time. Because a lot of times I'm going 5 days, 4 nights, and 4 of those days I'm going to the parks.
yeah.
So I just don't have time to maybe sit and enjoy the pool unless it's my check-in day, and maybe I'll do a little bit of time at the pool. But for me, I need a good quick service breakfast because I'm not a rope dropper. I want to go and have my breakfast. I
Yeah.
need a good quick service breakfast.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
as much as I love a deluxe resort, they don't do quick service well. Polly does. Polly
Yeah.
does.
Contemporary does. What do you mean?
It's
That tater
okay. It's
tot bowls
okay.
with
It's
Here
with
they
the
okay.
come.
eggs.
But the
Taco bowl.
value resorts and Coronado have great quick service food courts.
Mhm.
And I find like there's just a lot of choices there. You're very limited. Like at Yacht, Boardwalk, you have to kind of go outside to
Yeah.
that, to the down, and Yacht it's not a lot. You don't get a lot, right? Unless you want to get a big platter, the big Mickey breakfast platter, there's really not a lot to get. You're very limited. So I like that you can run and get like your yogurt parfait. You got all your different choices. And then just sit and, you have your resort mug, you get your coffee, you have your little breakfast, and then you get going.
Do you get a Mickey waffle?
Sometime. If you get the breakfast platter, it does come with Mickey waffles.
So
There you
here's
go.
a hack. So when I go to Saratoga, this is what we get. We get a tacho bowl, and then we
Yep.
get a kid's Mickey waffle.
There you go.
So it's like
We buy kids meals more often than you think. The
Yeah.
adults buy the kids meal
Mhm.
all the time because you
Are
do
you
get the
kidding
Mickey
me?
waffles.
That's probably the biggest hack we can give parents is
100%.
get the
Order a
kids
kids
meal.
meal.
Hello.
Order the kids meal.
Mhm.
Because it comes with more
Absolutely.
food
Order the
sometimes.
kids meal, and you get Mickey waffles with the kids meal.
And
You do.
yes,
Or if
exactly.
you're at
And
All
fresh
Star
fruit.
Sports, walk to
Yep.
McDonald's.
And right.
Walk to
Exactly.
McDonald's.
That's
I think.
true.
Yeah.
Yep, we did. It was only a 5-minute walk. It was nice.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nope.
All right. Quick answer. Speed round. Shay, what's your favorite resort and why? I know this answer.
I think hold on. Guess my favorite answer.
Bay
Guess
Lake.
my favorite resort.
Bay Lake.
Bay Lake.
No,
own
it's
it, Bay Lake.
contemporary. It's the contemporary.
Really?
It's the contemporary. And the reason why, for one, it's the history. I mean, are you kidding me? Nixon gave his famous "I'm not a crook" speech there. The Mary Blair mural as you walk down from your room in the
so
morning,
good.
right? Beautiful. And then the best pin trading on property. I don't care what anyone says. That's the best. I'm not even into pin trading. And my kids were like, "What do you got?" And I was like, "What are you guys doing? Like, what is going on?" My husband's like, "I don't know, but I just bought a bunch of pins." So like, I love that. And then it's just like, I feel like that resort, they've kind of said, all right, it's 1994. Let's stop. Let's not do anything else. I know they've updated the rooms, but the vibes are very 1994. I love it. I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah.
Katie?
Oh, speed round. I will say Pop, but I would say my dream is Boardwalk. So
Yeah.
that's my quick answer.
Why Pop? Why Pop though? I mean, like you said, you've already said you don't look for a lot of things in the resort because you need a place to sleep right now.
Yeah, so I actually stayed at Pop prior to the Skyliners being there, and it's the theming there for me that I
Yes.
love. It is Mickey coated, and I'm a Mickey girl. Like, I just love that. I love how cute it is. It's a big property, but it's not super overwhelming. I love the theming that you can see all over the place. I think the theming is better there than All-Star Sports. That just appeals to me more than the sports. But yeah, it's a cool resort. And now I'll get to experience it with the Skyliners, which is cool. Fun fact, I've never been on the Skyliner. So
What?
Excuse me?
never.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say.
I always feel like we're betraying KJ when I said no to lightning lanes, and KJ asked our face. She was like,
What?
I be doing lightning lanes because I won't be waiting in a line.
Fun
longer than I
fact,
have
we did
to.
book lightning lanes despite not all
Thank
being on the same page.
you.
We did book them.
We
I am
booked them.
so happy because we're gonna have time to play now, guys. It's gonna be great. Maybe I'll convert you to my lightning lane life.
Maybe. There you go. There you go.
No.
All right, KJ, what's your favorite resort and why?
Okay, so if I'm going bougie, I'm going Polly all the way, you guys.
Mm.
It's just the theming. Oh my goodness. And I want to stay in that tower. I know the tower got hate, but it's beautiful. I went and toured
It's
it.
pretty.
Beautiful.
Pretty.
So if I'm going bougie, I'm going Polly all the way. If I'm going bougie but on a budget, it's Saratoga Springs.
It's a beautiful resort. I
It
love
really
it.
is. It's
Do you
on the
know
golf
the
course.
Beatles broke up at the Poly? Did you know that?
I did
No.
hear that. Which
Yes,
is
they
so
did.
sad.
they?
Yeah, they
They really?
broke
Wow.
up at the Polynesian
Yeah.
Hotel.
It's beautiful though. I mean, I was stuck there during Hurricane Ian and it was still beautiful. And I watched the hurricane come through as the castle was in the background. I'm like, oh,
That's
this is a
crazy.
really cool view. But still great even during a hurricane. We'll say.
It smells so good in there. It
It's
just
so good.
smells so good.
It
in there.
does.
And the pork
Does.
nachos there at
Mm.
Captain is it Captain Cook's? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dole Whip. You could just go outside and have a Dole Whip.
Oh.
Exactly. You can get a Dole Whip. If you can't get one in Magic Kingdom, just jump on the monorail and go to Poly and get a Dole Whip there. That's
What
it.
about
What's
you?
your favorite?
What about you, Steph? Yeah.
I love the Poly. I do.
Yeah.
I do. And that was Jocelyn's first experience of a Disney hotel was the Poly. So listen, mine too. Like the first time I went to the Poly was the first time she went to the Poly. So, but I love Riverside. I think it's just so beautiful. I love the grounds. I love, you can just, walk around the grounds. There's just, I love it there. I love the royal rooms. And now they're redoing them all. So I think Riverside is just, it's got the mix of, it's got the moderate. So it's got the great food court. It's got the restaurants to sit down, the lounge. It's got two different sides. So depending on what you're looking for, you have two different styles of rooms. It's got just the beautiful river and the green grounds. And it's, and you can, amenity swap with French Quarter. So you can use both pools if you're staying there. You don't have to, you can go back and forth. And, that's what I love. Okay.
Yes. Is there another resort? Because I feel like besides, and also you're setting whatever partner Jocelyn decides to be with, you're setting them up for failure.
Listen, you're assuming that my kid's gonna want to go to
likes the
Disney when she's
Poly.
older. You're assuming my kid's gonna want to go to Disney when she's older. Right now, she's in a I don't want to go to Disney kick. So
That hurts.
listen,
Oh.
15-year-old,
I don't wanna think about that.
she's rebelling, but that's okay. I'm sure it'll come back. She'll come back around.
It
She
She
will.
will.
She
Dude,
loves
I-
Donald too much. She loves Donald too much.
Okay.
He's her main duck. But I do. I love Riverside. I think it's just a beautiful resort and it's an affordable, moderate resort. It's very doable for, and you can get that fifth sleeper if you need it too. So
Oh,
just saying. All right. On that note, we are going to wrap it up. It was great talking to you guys. Thank you everybody for joining us here at Mom Approved Magic. We're here every week, navigating Disney for all you families out there. So I hope you join us next time and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.